Hi guys, for those of you who weren't subscribed last time, I thought I'd introduce myself again. I'm Jamie, I'm the creative director of Idea and also the guy behind Artful's Instagram. So if ever you're getting sassed for not following the Daily Draw and Brief, it's normally me. It's the first international box, so hello to anyone outside the UK, it's great to have you. So this time around you've got a selection of tools which are you're going to be using to make lino prints. What I'm going to show you today though is actually not a technique related to lino. It's another thing that you can do with the box. What you're going to need today is your acetate, and then rather than the paper which we included in your box, which is higher quality, so I think you'll be glad that we included that and not this, you're just going to need like standard printing paper. It needs to be super thin. And another thing is a pencil. You don't have to have a mechanical pencil. There was one in your last box, but you'll be able to pick any sort of pencil. Anything with a fine point, it doesn't even need to be a pencil. What we're going to be doing today is learning how to monoprint, which, if you're not familiar, is a technique where you lightly place your paper over the top of a pre-inked slab. In this case, it's going to be acetate, and then you use a pencil to draw on the back, like so, and then on the other side you get a print. So I did lots of different versions to show you kind of how you get to optimal. Right, so I'm going to hop in now and show you how to get going with monoprinting. It's very quick, it's very simple. It also means that when you run out of lino, you can carry on doing these. What we're going to do is take our block printing ink and lay out a sort of rectangular shape, roughly the same size as your printing paper. And then place the printing paper on top. What I then do is, this is quite difficult because ordinarily you'd rest your hand on the paper. What you have to do is draw without doing that, because otherwise you'd have a great big handprint shaped smudge where it's pressed down on the ink. So I've just decided to do a pretty simple flower, which is a tulip. You don't have to really go in on the detail of the petals. This one's done, so I'm going to peel it up and show you. For this one there is a problem. This is caused basically because there's too much ink down. So the next step is basically don't put any more ink down. You notice that the blob at the top has stayed the same size, but literally just roll it out, so spread it out, so it becomes a bit more tacky. We're going to go through the same process now of drawing a tulip. Again, not resting my hand on the paper. Just being very fluid with it, because you'll see the more that you press down in close proximity to another line, it just makes a sort of smudgy mess, so it's better to do stuff which is further away. This one is slightly better, so you'll see that we've got the texture on the design around it. That's part of the process of monoprinting. You get little kind of bits where the paper is naturally touching the ink and it will come up. I quite like that. We're going to go into round 3. So again, we've just rolled out the ink further without adding any more, making it more tacky. Just peel this one up and see what we've got. We have a slightly better print. It's still got some flecks. We're going to go in one more time, and at this point, because I was quite a few tulips in, I decided to try something else to show you what else you could do. I mean, you can draw anything. That's part of the fun. But this is a slightly different style, I suppose. So it gives you an idea of what else you can do. And the main thing that you should really avoid is drawing lines that are too close together. Where you're doing super detailed work, that might lend itself more to etching, but this is definitely not it's definitely not something you can do with this medium. Drawing a cloud, a couple of raindrops, a rainbow. Just wrap this one up with a couple more stars, and we'll just pop a smiley face at the top just to wrap it up. Just trying to finish up the balance here. And there we have it. So let's have a look at this one. This one's quite a cute little guy. You can do all sorts with this stuff. This is a print which is not optimal. Basically, what this is a result of an ink pad which is far too wet. So when you put the paper down, it will just pick it up immediately, and you apply any pressure to anywhere, and it basically picks it up. So that's not ideal. And then we have a slightly less wet pad. So you can see before and after, slowly getting better, and we have even less ink on the page. So again, that's just drawing on the back of the paper. That's that one. And then we arrived at what I'm going to say is optimal. So monoprinting is always going to have the element of the kind of texture that's coming from the ink, which is part of the charm, and I quite like it. And then I've done another which has got icons on it, which is slightly more fun. I ended up doing a lot of tulips. This, however, is what happens if you use the material that came in your box to try and do a monoprint with. So because it's got that slight grain, which for most instances is, I mean, to use any other medium on it would be lovely. It just doesn't work with this. It's quite interesting. I mean, if you can see that, it has it almost looks like it's been photocopied. It's kind of digital. My colleagues will tell you that I'm the one that's always pushing for more materials in the box, and then they reach a point where they're like, you've run out of money. So what we've done is we put some of the stuff that would have been great to include in the box in the Artful shop. We've got metallic ink in there, we've got fluorescent ink in there, we have extra lino, and we have the primary colours. So there's lots of stuff in there. It's also like 3 times the size of ink, which is pretty good. I hope that was interesting, and I hope that you enjoy monoprinting if you give it a go. As I say, let me know what you think in the comments, whether these videos could be improved, and I'll make them better. This is only video number 4, so probably some way to go. And if you subscribe to the Artful YouTube, what we're going to do now is, after the previous quarter, the videos will start to cycle on. So there'll be 3 months with you having this video exclusively, and then there will be the old videos which start to appear on our YouTube channel, so it's well worth subscribing. I hope to see you soon, and thanks for subscribing generally to Artful. It's lovely to have you. Bye!